What's up, people? I am back. I just had to get that off my chest earlier. So I'm gonna reiterate: fuck Hank Azaria. So just need to get that off. So we are continuing on with the Child's Play franchise. We are on the sixth film of the franchise, and pretty much now we are on the two films that were straight to DVD releases. So we are on Curse of Chucky. This film came out in, if I remember right, it was 2013. And this film, basically, the point of it was basically trying to bring Chucky back to its roots, like going more of the horror route. But what I do like is this film basically tied all the films together. You know, this and Cult do a good job of tying it together. I think this should have been released theatrically. I think this one was actually really good. So we're back to a more scary, so I remember discovering this in 2013. So basically, we are introduced, and this is also where we're introduced to Brad Dourif's daughter, Fiona Dourif, who plays the character Nika. So I guess we'll get started on the review. And before that, so tomorrow, I am going to be reviewing, we're going to start the Scream franchise with the first film. So I'll be reviewing that tomorrow. So, the film opens with a mysterious package being sent to Nika and her mom, and her mother, Sarah. So, they're sent a good guy doll. And that night, we just hear Sarah screaming in pain, and Nika finds her mom dead with a knife wound to the back, and then Chucky's just sitting there. It's a pretty good opening, actually. I actually really love the opening of this movie. I think it's pretty quick. It gets to the point. And it was nice and mysterious. I will say some of the blood effects and stuff aren't great looking because this is straight to DVD. So, the next day, we're introduced to her family. We're introduced to her sister, Barb, played by Danielle Bisutti, who I think is in the Insidious movies, which I've not watched, but we're introduced to her husband, Ian, and her daughter, Alice, and their live-in nanny, Jill. So, this is the group of people we're following, and then the Father Frank, who's the priest, who's going to be doing, like, the ceremony. So, Alice finds Chucky, the doll, and basically takes him as her own doll. Alice, in a sense, is like the Andy of this movie. So, that night, they cook chili, and Chucky, Nika and Alice leave the kitchen, and Chucky pours rat poison in one of the bowls. So that night, I actually admit this scene where everyone's like eating and the music, because you wondering who ate the poisoned food, was really good. So it was Father Frank. So Father Frank leaves, and then we basically cut to a thunderstorm, and we're seeing a car accident. Father Frank, who's dead, who died. Basically, he disoriented and crashed, and he was decapitated. Pretty brutal kill scene, honestly. And then this is where and his head was severed when they removed the roof. So pretty kind of brutal scene. Back at the house, they fall asleep in the family's watching old family movies, and this is where they kind of start pinning the dots a little bit. Like, you have a quick shot of Brad Dourif as Charles, but they don't know that. So Alice comes and notifies that Chucky's missing. So Jill goes and helps look for the doll. And I like the dark and the way this film is shot. The way this film is shot is really good. This should have got a theatrical release. I actually think this is good enough to get a theatrical release, but I guess Seated Chucky, did not do that great, so they just pretty much put the Chucky movies to, at least the Brad Dourif ones. So, in this, um, Nika finds the return address, which is from Chicago. And while this is happening, it's confirmed that Jill and Barb are having an affair. It's basically like it's a red herring because they make it seem like it was the husband who was having the affair, but it was the wife. So whatever, they hook up. So Jill puts Alice to bed, and so they find Chucky's back at the couch where Ian was. And there's a house elevator, so she was about to give the doll back, and I guess Chucky cuts her. It's not shown. And then basically gets out. Alice gets Chucky back. And then Nika goes downstairs and starts looking up evidence of Chucky. Jill, oh, there's another scene. This is where we get a first reveal of Chucky's alive. So, Alice, I guess I think this is when she gets the doll back. She goes to bed, and she goes under her blanket, and this is where Chucky says, I forgot the line he says, but, So next to her, so Jill goes in underwear and basically flirts with Barb. Chucky gets up, and he kicks a bucket of water to where it's plugged in, and basically Jill gets electrocuted to death. So Ian basically calls out Barb for cheating, and that's that. I don't really care for this part of the film. So then that's basically it. She storms out. Barb finds Chucky, and we also get the reveal that Ian put a camera in Chucky. So Jill, I think Nika basically finds out that doll is Chucky. So she tries to stop her sister, but her sister thinks that that Nika is hiding that she knew about the camera. So her and Nika get into a fight. She tells Nika to fuck off, and then she goes and looks for Jill, and she looks up not the balcony, the fucking trying to find the scene. The attic. I'm stupid. That mind blank. So she looks in the attic, and then this is where Chucky reveals himself, and he stabs her in the face. Pretty good scene. And you also get the exposed. So it turns out that Chucky was made to look like a nice doll, but she starts removing the parts of his face, and it reveals the stitching. So that could continuity. So Chucky kills her, throws her eyeball down, and this scene, you can tell it's very special effectsy. Then her body falls, and then Chucky proceeds to chase Nika, and then Nika runs into Ian, and then they try to leave, but then Ian says, he's gonna go look for Alice, and then they're in the garage, and Chucky, she tries to start the car, but it shows that Chucky has he locks her in the garage, and he uses carbon monoxide poisoning. Then Ian finds her, but Ian thinks she killed. So she ties Nika up, and then looks on the camera, which has the video. And this is where it's revealed Chucky is right behind them. So he proceeds to uses the wheelchair. I think knocks him over, and then killing him he slices his lower jaw. Pretty brutal kill, to be honest. So Chucky then chases Nika. So Chucky, she thinks she killed him by knocking his head off, but then he reattaches it and then grabs her wheelchair, throwing her down the stairs. And basically, this is where it's revealed that he was obsessed with her mother, And I think it's left up to question that he killed her husband. And then, so Chucky killed her husband, killed Sarah's husband, and kidnapped Sarah. And then he has her tied up and basically is about to leave. But it turns out she called the cops, and that Sarah, so Chucky stabs her, and this is how Nika got paralyzed. Because he stabbed her and it basically hit her back. Then he escapes, and this is where we proceed to see the beginning of the film. So I like that aspect of this film. The whole backstory, oh, this is what happened leading to that moment. So basically know what happens, and then and basically this is what sets off. So she called the cops that happened to be the cops that got him killed that night. So she basically Nika starts talking shit to Chucky about like, oh, you couldn't get the job done. Then the lights power comes back on. She goes in the elevator, tries to hide. Chucky comes in and she stabs it, but then the cop walks in. And then she basically gets found guilty of the murders, and then there's a scene of her like cursing out Chucky. And this is also where it's revealed that that Alice had another, that Chucky basically transported himself into the arresting officer takes the body of Chucky. And this is kind of like a little callback to the scene from Bride of Chucky. And then the cop gets killed, and it's revealed that Tiffany, who I guess now is using the body of Jennifer Tilly at this point. So basically, I kind of like that this film does like tie everything together. Like, they made Seed of Chucky work. I don't, like, you saw my review, I don't hate it. So, but I like that they made it work, because so many other franchises would have just been like, okay, this one isn't canon. No, they're like, you know what, we're gonna make it work. So, Tiffany posts Chucky and posts him to Alice's grandmother's house. Alice killed Chucky. Basically, Alice comes home, I'm guessing from school, and it's revealed that Chucky killed her grandma, and then does the hide the soul and successfully transfers his soul to her doll. And then then we get a credit scene. Then Chucky's delivered to Andy Barkley, who's fully grown. So this was kind of cool. A little Easter egg. Oh, Andy's back, and then Andy, he pops out and shoots him, and then says, play with this, and then it ends. Really cool scene. I actually really thought that was cool. It was a cool setup that, okay, we're going to get more. Overall, this film is awesome. The biggest thing I love about this film, I love the twist that Chucky basically won. He successfully made Nika look like the one who did all the killings. And he got away. He was able to successfully transfer his soul to this is like one of the second time. I guess I forgot that in Seed of Chucky, Tiffany successfully does it. So it's kind of cool that Chucky actually successfully did it with Alice. You know, wow, not like that. You know, successfully transferred his. So this whole film is awesome. It was a nice return to going the more scary kind of route. You know, it was fine going the more comedic route for 2 movies, but okay, we're gonna bring it back, and try to bring more of the horror element back. I thought Fiona Dourif does an awesome job as Nika, and I think in the second one, which we will get into when we get to Cult of Chucky, which will be next week, I think she steps it up. I actually really like her as Alice. I mean, not Alice, as Nika. And the girl who plays Alice was fine. You know, I normally don't like kid actors, but she was fine. I thought the other characters were fine. Like, the sister was whatever. She was kind of bitchy, but I thought everyone served their role in this movie. I would say watch this one. This one is like a nice... This one should have got a theatrical release. I would have watched this in theaters. This and Cole, to be honest, I would have watched in theaters, but... So, out of 10, I'd give this film like a 9. This one's really good. Favorite kill is when he killed Ian, just fucking hatchet to the fucking lower jaw. It's just brutal. So I love this film. And, yeah. But other than that, pack one more and then peace out. There's really not much to say. Good film. So, that's my video today. Tomorrow, I am going to be reviewing the first Scream. Can't wait. Because Scream is like the franchise that really, I would say, got me into the expanded my me being into slashers. So that's gonna be fun when we get to Scream tomorrow. And Thursday I'm gonna do another soundtrack ranking, but this time it will just be regular, and I might be more than 5 because I have a few in mind. So I'm gonna take a hit and then peace out. Fucking yeah, me read that again. Alright, guys. Peace.